tax savings. This is Tony Novak here to share a few points on saving taxes and staying out of tax trouble. Let's jump right in. Today's topic is about a real audit. What is a real audit like? That was the question posed to me online by a real estate investor. I was trying to offer a little bit of help, and really online isn't always the best way to do that, but an episode of the podcast might be. So many times what I notice is that business owners, investors, traders, worried about their taxes, trying to do things correctly, focus on the nuances of the law, things that they read about, took a course on, and certainly that's good to be educated in the details and nuances of tax law. But my point is that the reality is that in a small business, small investor audit, you're not going to get into those issues. Those are not going to come up in discussion, and the auditor doesn't have time to even look at the facts and numerical data that might support that. In this case, for example, it was a use of time. If an investor is trying to say that they are an active real estate investor and that they put more time in than anybody else managing a property, well, how do you know the time of the other people? Well, you don't, and it's never going to come up in audit. So my suggestion is, always in a small business audit, is it's not too difficult for a professional. If you're represented by a CPA, an EA, or a tax attorney, it's not difficult for us to figure out what is the auditor, what's the purpose, what's the intent of the auditor, what are they really trying to find. They'll state it plainly usually with us. They won't do so usually with the taxpayer. They don't want to get into a confrontation or do something improper. But if they expect that you're underreporting your income, or that you're taking deductions for personal expenses, or that you're trying to improperly shelter personal expenses by deducting a big W-2 salary, well, they'll say so. And we dive right into what is that issue. And here's the take-home point of this broadcast. It's much more about reasonableness and credibility than it is the nuances of tax law. If we can show that you're reasonable, that your business approach is reasonable, that you're credible. By credible, I've often talked about, having a record-keeping system, a QuickBooks system, or something like that tracks directly back to a bank account, and we can compare the bank accounts, and we can just match up a couple numbers and show total deposits, and that they roughly match your bookkeeping. Well, we've established credibility at that point, and usually that's enough to bring an audit to a quick end. So that's my 2 bits on what's an audit really like. Love to hear your thoughts and feedback. I know there's a wide range, endless amount of discussion on this topic, and would love to hear either on social media, or if you want to talk to me one-on-one, that's easy to do. Find me at taxproblems.cpa. I'll be back tomorrow with another Tax Minute.